Hi friends, hello, good evening everyone. Welcome to UPSC Cultural Club. This is Galpili Bharatwaj. I am one of the member of UPSC Cultural Club and preparing for UPSC CAC examination. How is your preparation? I hope your preparation is good and you are going to succeed your dream within a short span of time. Let's come back to subject. In yesterday news, we saw that some of the MLAs in Rajasthan were likely going to be defected. Here arises the question: does Constitution punish them? Yes, Constitution of India punish them according to anti-defection law. Before discussing that, let us look a person named Gayaram Lal, who represents the people of Patodi Assembly Constituency, Haryana. In 1967, he changed his political party thrice in a day. Not only him, considering the years between 1967 to 71, there were nearly 142 MPs and 1900 MLAs of different constituencies changed their political party. They are against the ideology of the party and belief of the people. They lose the faith of the people. The governments are not stable. In order to overcome this problem, the government of India come up with anti-defection law in 1985 by amending the 52nd constitutional amendment and adding it into 10th schedule. Here, the presiding officer of the legislature, that means both assembly and parliament, decides whether the members were disqualified or not by the petition on by the petition of the members. Let us see who comes to be defected. If a member who voluntarily gives up his membership membership of the party or who votes against the decision of the party in any bill or if the independent and nominated members joins a single party within 6 months of their election. There were some exemptions. If the original party splits with the other party or according to 91st constitutional amendment 2002, 2003, if 2 by third of the members joins in other party or merges in other party or forms new party, here disqualification is not applicable. In earlier, it was 1 by third of the members. Let us see the merits. Actually, India is a democratic nation which has strong political structure. That means the people elect their representatives according to the ideology of the parties or manifestos in their election. Here, this anti-defection law reduces the criminality, corruption, horse trading, etc. Let us see some of the demerits. It curbs the members' right to dissent and freedom, that is Articles 105 and 194. It erases the difference between and individual and group defection. That means it bans only retailed defectors but legalized wholesale defectors. Let us see some of the Supreme Court verdicts. Actually, by the original law, the anti-defection law does not go under judicial review. But in the case of Kyoto Holohan versus Union of India, the Supreme Court said that the disqualification, the members who are disqualified, they can go to High Court and Supreme Court for the review. In the case of G. Vishwanath versus Speaker of Tamil Nadu and Rajendra Singh versus Keshav Prasad Maurya, Supreme Court stated that if the person who expressed against the their own parties politically, they are deemed to be defected. Let us see some of the recommendations of different committees. Dinesh Goswami committee states that the question of disqualification should be done by only the President of India with concern with Election Commission. And also, Halim Committee in 1998 states that the term political party should be defined clearly, and also it says to prohibit the members of It says they prohibit the expelled members for joining into other parties. Law Commission report in 1999, it says that the parties has to lessen the issuing of whips, and also there should be there should be a provision that pre-poll and post-poll alliances has to be considered as political parties, and they have to become under anti-defection law. The provision of splits and merger has to be deleted. By the Constitutional Review Committee, it says that if a person votes against his party, then the vote should be invalid. And finally, look at the criticism of speaker. The speaker has to be a neutral person, but he has political affiliations with the ruling parties. Most of the speakers in India has lack of knowledge to adjudicate the decision. Thank you. Signing off, Galpili Bharatwaj.